Being open, begin by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land and paying respect to their elders both past and present. We have apologies this evening from Councillor Howard and Councillor Scott, the Deputy Mayor. I'll move that they be accepted. Seconded by Councillor Stevens. All those in favour, against, declare that carried. There are no citizens in the gallery, so I won't waste time with the notice of webcasting. Any disclosures of interest tonight, councillors? There are no disclosures. I'll ask everyone to please join me in a moment of quiet contemplation. Thank you for that. There are no registered speakers for the public forum, which brings us to...
Mayor, may I move item 1, please?
Councillor Drury is moving the adoption of the annual report. Is there a seconder for that? Seconded by Councillor Griffiths. Is there any discussion? Councillor De Cruz. Oh, sorry. Do you wish to speak to it, Councillor
Yes,
Drury?
please.
Sorry about that. My mistake.
Yeah, look, I would like to firstly thank the staff for bringing this to us, particularly acknowledging the work of Prue Foreman in terms of bringing it all together, which I presume is a bit like herding cats, getting all the information in the right time and in a consistent format. And it is a great annual report. It tells a terrific story about what this council is doing in this area. It tells us that we are making very significant steps in terms of meeting our key strategic directions. And it's worthwhile from time to time to step back and have a look at those strategic directions, because they're things that probably bring us all together. They're things that we probably all agree on. We all want a more ecologically sustainable inner west. We all want more creative community and a strong economy. We all want a caring, happy and healthy community. We all want unique, livable network neighbourhoods and progressive local leadership. What this report does is it goes through and shows how that's tried to hit the ground, how that's tried to become real in terms of the lives of the citizens of the Inner West. And that's what's important. It's how we change lives. It's how we give opportunities. For me, it's always about how we have a fairer Inner West, because that's the most important thing for me. Thank you, and I commend the report.
Thanks very much, Councillor Drury. Councillor Griffiths, do you wish to speak to the motion?
Yes, thanks, Mayor. So I rise to address the report, and in doing so, I'd just like to thank council staff. So Peter Gainsford, our GM, all of our directors here today. Of course, the people who actually run the meeting, so Jane, Catherine, Bill and Michael, and of course those frontline staff as well. So the Aquatic Centre staff, those people who work in the library, the people who collect our waste and do those key services for the community. And I think the annual report and the achievements in them, those people have ownership over those achievements. So I definitely congratulate them on those good work. Some highlights for me, making swimming more affordable, especially at a $1 entry rate for people on various pensions and social support. The new park on Holden Street in Ashfield, and the work we're doing there. For replacement of LED lights, 97% of those are replaced. Now, if I think there's an example of a local Green New Deal, well, that's the type of activity that you can look to. So very impressed for that. And also the change of the council's fleet into hybrid vehicles is, I think, another great achievement there. So I definitely look forward to seeing what we can achieve next year as well.
Thanks, Councillor Griffiths. I've got Councillor Stamoulis, then Councillor De Cruz.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'm moving a foreshadowed motion because I've received advice from the officers that the financial statements will be coming to next week's meeting, the ordinary council meeting, in which case we'll have a complete annual report. Now, the attachment refers to an annual report here, but in fact we don't have the annual report because it's missing up to 90 pages of the financial statements. Whether you're in a company, whether you're in another council, whatever it is, an annual report is a full document. So I'm saying here that tonight we shouldn't approve an incomplete annual report, because in 7 days' time we'll be getting the financial statements, which means we can approve the whole annual report. And I think councillors, in approving the annual report, demonstrating to our public that we're approving that. We'll get those financial statements tomorrow, I believe, on our agenda for the ordinary meeting. So to show probity and integrity, we should be looking at the whole document. We've seen half of it. We now have to get the other half, put it together, have a complete annual report, and we can do that next week. So we're only 7 days away from approving it. Thank you.
Thank you for that. Councillor De Cruz?
Yes, I've sent an amendment through to Catherine Minutaker. My concern is also that we're being presented here with an annual report missing the financial statements, and information is based on those financial statements within the report. So I would like to move the amendment that we actually note that the financial reports are not included in the annual report, and the information is that this is due to delays in asset re-evaluations work, which took some time to complete. So the OLG has provided an extension through to mid-December for the Inner West Council to submit the audited financial statements, which are expected to be presented to the 6th of December council meeting.
Okay, is that an amendment to the primary motion?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a seconder for the De Cruz amendment? Seconded by Councillor Shetty. Do you wish to speak to it? Councillor Drury, do you wish to incorporate the De Cruz amendment? No.
Mayor, can I ask a question?
Well, we're now debating the De Cruz amendment, so if it pertains to that, then yes, you can.
Yeah, so my question was just around the extension of time that we've received from OLG, and whether or not that was just for the audited financial reports or for the entire annual report.
I'll put that question to the council officers.
Through the chair, the advice we received was that the financial statements, the extension was received to the 15th of December, but OLG was very clear that the annual report needed to be adopted by council by 30 November.
So can I just seek further clarification about that? We've got a direction from the Office of Local Government that the annual report needs to be adopted by 30 November, which is tomorrow. And we have approval from the Office of Local Government not to adopt the financial statements until the following week when we meet. Is that correct? Okay.
Correct.
On that basis,
Question through the chair, if I could.
just on that basis, I'm going to rule out of order the foreshadowed motion, as it is contradictory to a direction that we've received from the Office of Local Government. But that does not mean that the De Cruz amendment, which simply seeks to note that the financial records are not included, that is not out of order. So we are still debating the De Cruz amendment, which has been seconded by Councillor Shetty. Councillor Lockie?
Just a question on the amendment through to the relevant officers. My understanding is that amendment, there's nothing factually incorrect about it, and I just wanted to seek confirmation of that.
I'll put that question to the officers.
Through you, Chair, that's correct. There's nothing incorrect factually about it. The recommendation as it stood was a simplified version of that, noting the exclusion of the financial statements at this time.
Thank you for that. Is there any further discussion of the De Cruz amendment? If not, I'll go to, well, I don't think there's been any debate of it, so.
Question through the chair, if I could, thank you.
Yep.
It's always been clear on every council that I've been on is that the financial statements are a part of the annual report. Now tonight we're talking about them as two separate documents. Can we have clarity on that, please? Thank you.
Can I get clarity about what your question is?
Are these two separate documents now, as of today, because they've always been one single document? The annual report includes the financial statements. Thank you.
I'll put that question to the council officers.
Financial statements are an addendum to the annual report, so they are required to be included in the annual report, but they are adopted by council on their own in a separate meeting. Due to the timing, normally they are then included in the annual report as required by OLG, and it is definitely inconsistent that OLG is able to offer an extension to 15 December for the financial reports, but they advised us that the minister under the legislation is unable to offer an extension to the annual report itself.
Okay, thank you. I think that's pretty clear. So there's still been no debate of no one speaking against the amendment. So Councillor De Cruz, I presume you don't need a right of reply. I'll put the De Cruz Shetty amendment. All those in favour, please raise your hands. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in favour. All those against? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That is carried and incorporated into the primary motion. The proposed foreshadowed motion has been ruled out of order as it is contradictory to a directive from the Office of Local Government. Is there any further debate about the primary motion? Councillor Stamoulis.
Mr Mayor, I'd then like to make reference to the fact that we will be approving the financial statement, or will be submitting the financial statements in 7 days' time to the next ordinary council meeting.
That is contained within the De Cruz amendment that has been incorporated into the primary motion.
Which are expected to be presented. Okay, thanks.
Okay. There's no further discussion. I go to Councillor Drury for a right of reply. No right of reply. I'll put that motion. All those in favour? All those against? That has been carried unanimously. Could I please get a motion to move into closed session? Moved by Councillor Lockie, seconded by Councillor Drury. All those in favour? Against? Declare that carried. return to open council and I will declare the meeting closed.